What an amazing gathering is this. There's so many wonderful people expressing themselves and inspiring you, attempting to inspire you. Scientists and mystics, and it's so rich. And everybody is pouring out from their own realizations or from their own knowledge. Well, knowledge I don't have. So I already came in saying to you, no teacher, no teaching. There's nothing that I can teach. There's nothing that I have that is not already there in your heart. So I've been sitting on that side for a long, long time, many decades. And my awakening journey was quite traditional. My first guru was a disciple of Nisargadatta, and I was very mental and extremely excited to cha-cha-cha-cha-cha-cha-cha. So I was instantly in love with Nisargadatta, and my first book that I read was I Am That. So I was cooking with I Am That, and I was taking care of my children with I Am That. I was always in this, very passionate and very excited and very accelerated. So in 3 years, you know, I got it. And I had the insights. And I had read all these non-dual books that were available in the 80s. And yet, I could speak these words, but they were impotent. And there was still a while to go, you know, before these insights were taken over by realization. So the insights are so accelerating and giving so much space and so much, but it's not enough. It's not enough. And it is where many people actually stop their journey. And the journey, to me, comes to completion by the last step. Well, symbolically, the last step. Of course, there's no step, but by the last step, your journey comes to completion when the insights are eradicated and your sense of self is taken over. It's very hard to speak from here, because it's very hard to say it's taken over by what, because here we come on very slippery territory. So all these words that are spoken by the non-dual beings that have come to realization are nothing more than pointers, because what is revealed in your heart cannot be conceptualized, cannot really be being put in words. So truth cannot be spoken, freedom cannot be spoken. It is an emanation from this realization. And the best that can be done is the words that are charged by the realization, that are tapping, the words are tapping on your wisdom heart for you to acknowledge, because this wisdom heart is same in everybody. It is only maybe veiled, you know, it's just only that. And in these kind of gatherings and in these wonderful books by with the expression of the mystics, you know, it's tapping on your heart. Hey, remember, wake up to yourself, you know, so that this great mystery is available for you. So it is never a matter of understanding. There's never really a process. There is never a how. There is not a strategy. All of these wonderful instruments that are so available and helpful for every aspect of our lives, they do not do any work. So when we are together, when you read these wonderful books, it's like drinking a cup of tea with the mystics. and taking it in and receiving, only receiving, and not by understanding, but by a willingness to receive. And that is so wonderful. So little by little, you come to rest in yourself. Your mind, you know, we are so trained with our mind and with our discriminating capacities. Your mind, little by little, acknowledge that this cannot be processed or understood, and will just relax. Your mind will relax, your being will relax, and all of you will come to rest in your heart, you know, including the one that wants to awaken, including the one that seeks for freedom. Well, of course, you hear that again and again. That one, this I sense, is what this is, of course, all about. As long as we imagine to be somebody, we perceive the world. It's me here, and there's the rest of the world. And that is a very split sense of being. And this split is the root of all misunderstanding and potential suffering. So it is this split that needs to be addressed, which means this I sense, this sense of being, needs to be addressed. When this is addressed, and when this is dissolved in totality, this basic separation is no longer, and the sense of perception is transformed in perceiving by mere presence. So the sense of I am walking, I am reading, I am perceiving, I am listening, I am writing, gets a completely different flavor. It becomes perceiving, walking, writing, where I and that particular thing are merged into the great undividable oneness that has always been. So nothing is really changing. Only the illusion, the assumption of this I sense is no more, and that is the great liberation. It is peace in your life that is so powerful that it is unconditional. Oh my God. So pain will be, pain is part of life, and challenges will be. Challenges are part of life. All of our daily events, our experiences, they are not different, but you will no longer react from a compulsive habit energy, but you will respond adequately and with a lot of lightness in your being to every situation. So I think it's worth everything to come to this, to dedicate your life, actually to dedicate your life to this innermost and all-compassing realization by your very self. Actually, it is this mystery, this great undividable one. I mean, in Advaita they use the word consciousness, and it's a beautiful word also, is becoming aware of itself, by itself, to itself. And this is opening your being. And this primal misunderstanding of I is dissolved or burned up or forgotten. Even forgotten. You know, what a life when you can forget yourself. When you are no longer ruled by your habit energies, your fears, and your desires. But that you live as wide open spaciousness, receiving life exactly as it is and exactly as it does. So my wish is that the whole world wakes up, that everybody comes to this lightness of being, where you can play your life, when you are no longer burdened, but open and receptive and honest. Light. And this is my prayer for everybody. We live in a world that is so quickly transforming, so quickly changing, and people have massive challenges nowadays. How delightful that so many people are waking up, and all these beings that are so light-hearted can be of service to everybody, just by being, not by doing something particular. You do what you love, but by being, by not. You do no longer need to be negative. You do no longer need to fortify your stories, your victimhood, and all of that. What a gift to yourself, and what a gift to the world when this is actualized in you. So I'm really very, very happy that so many people come to these conferences and come to these kind of gatherings, and so many people are so honest and so dedicated and so courageous to meet whatever seems to obstruct this radiance that you are. So I think we live in exhilarating times. So as I said, I have not really something to teach you, but maybe you have some issues that you like to address, and let's have an intimate conversation together. So yes, please. Bring whatever you want to address, and let's see where we go together.
Thank you. How does devoting your life, it seems to imply following a certain teaching. So there's this no teacher, no teaching,
That's right.
And there's the devotion of your life. So how does that...
Yeah. Well, you know what I love so much is that all of this stuff is not logic. It's not illogical, but it is not logic. And all the extremes meet. So of course there's a teacher, and of course there's no teacher. Of course there's a teaching, and of course there's no teaching. And you need to find out what that means. One moment, please. No. Stay with me. Yeah, stay with me. Yeah. You need to find out what that means. So you dedicate your, if these kind of subjects, are fascinating to you. So now what I'm here for, what is love? What is God? What is this awakening? And what is all this? You go to the books, you read the books, you go to YouTube, you meet the masters, and you go in this interaction, and then you see if you get inspired, if you get touched, and that something is opening in you, and then you find your unique way. What is inspiring you? And that's for everybody different. Here, there's so many people who have their lives available for inspiration, and it is up to you. What is it that you want? What is it that you want more than anything?
Well, I don't know, but the thing is that when I share with you this, and when we share, so we're talking about the we now, when we share, when we meet, here and now, and not maybe on YouTube, maybe in books, but especially here and now.
Yeah, this is all we have got.
So this is...
Yeah.
So let's do that.
Yeah, we are doing that.
So the only thing that remains for me to say is just thank you.
Yeah, no, but
us.
I want to say more.
Okay. Well, go ahead.
Yeah.
The floor is yours.
Yeah, because I ask you, what is that you want with your life? Maybe you are here for another decade, maybe another 100 years, maybe one more minute. So where do you want to go with your life? And you say, I don't know. And I want to push you a little bit more. Find out.
Well, I'm already here.
Yeah, you're already here. So, but what do you want? What do you really, really, really want? In 40 minutes, we go our ways, and maybe we've had some lofty conversation.
A group hug would be nice.
A group what? That's what you want. Okay. I'm not so good in that. That is not really my expertise, you know. My expertise is more if people say, I want this, I want this. So can you help me see deeper, wider, you know? That's more my expertise, yeah. So there was another gentleman, yeah.
The description that you gave was extremely beautiful, but it sounds to me like you're making this description of a permanent state of being.
Awakening is not a state. We know the day state, the awakened state. We know the sleep state. We know the deep sleep state. We know the dream state. But awakening is not a state. It is prior to all of that. It's called totality in Advaitic language.
The fourth.
Yeah,
Turiya.
yeah, but I wouldn't say it is a state. And as I said before, all words fall short. All words are not more than a pointer. So you have to listen to receive with another quality, really with your heart, because for your heart is very obvious. Very obvious. But awakening for me is definitely not a state. A state is something that can change. You go in it, you go out it. It is changing from one state into another. And awakening is something from another domain, so to speak. Time cannot enter in this changeless everness mystery.
What I mean is,
It's
okay,
permeating all state. Sorry.
Forget the word state.
Yeah,
Then
okay.
we talk about a permanence.
Yes,
That pervades everything that you do.
Exactly, and your experience. Yeah, exactly. Somehow it is pervading all life experiences, but it is not separate from all life experiences.
So the question is going in the direction of the way you described it is ever present, and I understand that, and I feel that. But the ever presence sometimes is clouded, as the sun is sometimes clouded, and you know the sun is still there.
Yeah, exactly.
But what I'm saying is that, is it your experience that is an ever present, or does sometimes the cloud come over your sun?
Not like that, not anymore. This has been so for a long time, and that I was in my awakening journey for a long time. Life was clear, and I felt I was sitting on God's lap. And then life was obscured again for a while, and then life was clear, and life was obscured again. And I think this is what you mean. And this is no longer so. So I think this non-happening happened like 15 years ago, and it is very hard to speak about this, you know. But to put it very simply, like the theme of this conference, it is no longer that I am perceiving the world, am experiencing and all of that. That is to the background, because I can still say I love coffee and strawberries. Mm-hmm. Of course, but that's more to the background. And to the foreground is this stillness, this changelessness, this peace. And I'm challenged in my life like everybody else. And I'm also sometimes impatient. And I'm also sometimes frustrated. But it doesn't last very long. It's here and gone. So nothing is forbidden. There are no more forbidden feelings, no more forbidden thoughts, no more, nothing. You know, all of life, I'm willing. You know, coming, all of life is coming, all of life is going. I'm willing, so to speak, you know. And again, words fall short. They do. But they are enough for your heart to acknowledge, yeah, of course, I understand it here. I understand it here. So there is, at some moment, how to say, there was this, everything stopped. The longing stopped, the search stopped, the suffering stopped, the loneliness stopped, everything stopped. And still like that. So I can only speak from my own life, of course, although I was so eager in reading, but I can only speak from my own life, my own life experiences. And this has been since then, ever. Yeah.
Sorry, was this an event, or is it more of a subtle movement?
That is unique,
I mean,
for everybody. If
yes.
you ask these questions, it's very intimate what you ask. But as we are with old friends, you know, I can say a little bit about it. It's very intimate, but for everybody this is unique. So often we think, oh, it is like that, and then I'm enlightened, you know. But this is your totally unique life and journey, and somehow the closure of this journey, that it all falls in this stillness. And it was extremely powerful. It was like 100,000 volts of light were going. I don't know how much 100,000 is, but lot, immense. An immense radiance was permeating my body and clearing everything out, you know, leaving no trace, nothing. And it was so incredibly powerful that I didn't even know if my body could take it, but somehow it could take it. But what the amazing thing was that it was also so subtle that I couldn't remember it. It was the next morning, you know, it happened in the light and it lasted for hours. And the next morning I was in India. I went to my guru and was meditating like I did the whole day, every day. And nothing had changed. And it was only a year later or so that I had the capacity to reflect about it. It was so rarefied. Only what I noticed that I lost the capacity to think and to speak. I could still say I like coffee, but that was about it.
And strawberries.
And strawberries, they don't have that there. Yeah, you know. And then later speech came back, and the capacity to formulate came back. But it was so still. My body probably, my system had to get used to this, something like that. But this is unique, and it's so beautiful. So there is no how. There is no strategy to bring anything about. I mean, what can you bring about? What has always been? It is really coming to full stop in yourself and to totally relaxing.
Thank you.
You're most welcome.
Thank you.
This gentleman here, please.
Hello.
Hello.
I'd like to refer to your question to the man.
What do you want? Yeah.
Yes, what do you want?
What do you want?
And this
This
question...
is your precious life, isn't it? Huh?
Yes. Except such questions or such requests comes up.
Okay.
What do you really want? There are many people question, what do you want? My girlfriend, what do you want? Spiritual teachers ask like you, what do you really want in the depths of your heart? And I...
Exactly, in
yes,
the depths of your heart.
And
yeah.
this puts me under pressure, because on the other hand, at a time I recognize wanting comes along with suffering somehow. If I want something to be different, better or something, then I admit that I'm not here, okay, and everything else.
Yeah, so what?
So what, yes.
So what? I'm just not happy. I'm not happy. When I acknowledge my life, it's not good enough.
Yeah, that's okay.
So, yeah, so there we are. It's not good enough. And then I ask, what do you want? It's, why would you go in this place like, oh, but then I'm getting under pressure, so I just, life tells me what I want. What about you? What about you?
Once I wanted to stop wanting.
Yeah, but this is all mental construction. It will not help you. These
Yes.
kind of things will not really help you. Look at your life. When did you start in this situation? I wanted to stop wanting. How long ago was that? Like 5 years, last month, 10 years?
2, 3 years.
2 years, okay. Yeah. So now you look back. That was where you were 2 or 3 years ago, and now see where you are at now. Is there more space? Is there more love? Is there more ease? Is there more joy in your life? That's how you can measure how you're doing. Or are you sabotaging your freedom journey with all kinds of mental constructions,
What I can say, there arises more peace by even, and that's tricky, stopping to stop wanting. But I haven't did it. I came to some conclusion. I don't do it anyway. There is wanting, then there is stop wanting, there is wanting again, there is this and there is that, and
oh my God, I already get very tired. Yeah, so much heavy. It's so heavy, all this. Oh, yeah.
Yes, and it's okay that it's heavy.
Okay.
It's okay that I'm asking, and it's okay that it's exciting and sad and everything, and
so what do you want from me?
Nothing.
Okay, done. Yeah.
Okay. Would like
to
have the microphone.
Maybe this gentleman behind you. Maybe somebody. No, first the gentleman behind you. Yeah.
Could you introduce me into the nature of mind?
Yeah. Well, actually, this is what it is all about. All our togetherness is about this, the nature of mind. And we have such lofty words, like we said before, this consciousness, awareness, primal essence, suchness. My introduction, first, middle, and end, is relax and forget yourself. And then you find where you want to be inspired. And I would very much suggest that people find a guide. It's very much out of fashion, but it is so helpful. A spiritual guide, that the spiritual guide is your friend, and that you walk this journey hand in hand and heart in heart, and that these spiritual friends can empower you and encourage you and inspire you again and again and again and re-heart you. It has done everything for me, and I'm incredibly grateful. And there are nowadays more and more people who come to awakening without a guide. But it is so beautiful, and it's so sweet, and it's so much love in trust. But you need to find, if you want, you need to find this one by yourself. And here is quite a collection available, actually. Where does it resonate? Where do you think you can have enough trust to let go of your ideas, let go of your I'm right, let go of the sense of being or the sense of being somebody, that you're willing to hand yourself over to the totality of life, not to this guide. It is not about that. but that you hand yourself over to the totality of life. That you're willing to, like a river, discharging in an ocean, that you're willing to hand your sense of self over to the ocean of everything, and not particularly somebody. That you're willing to be nobody, just present.
Could you elaborate on touch?
Touch. You mean physical touch? This gentleman, he wanted to go for hugging. I think he's more the expert. A little bit I can do, but this is also not really my territory. I think physical touch is very important. Babies, if they don't get it, they die. So it's very, very, very important. It's very wonderful to be touched. And in a relationship, in a love relationship, you love to be touched and you love to touch, and there's a lot of that. If you don't have that, get a massage. I mean it. Get your massage. Get your massage. Get your massage. I think it's very important that this body gets this attention, this kind of attention. So I see all of life really as all of life. So it's for me not that I advite myself out of it. All-inclusive to me means all-inclusive. And we have this precious body for a while available. And what a great and fantastic instrument is that. What a capacity has our mind. What a capacity has our hands and everything, our eyes, our ears. What great, fantastic instruments, But let's use what we have gotten, received, in a way that is serving our lives and not obstructing our lives, and that we get out of the compulsive habit energies and the resistances and all of that. So cherish your life, cherish your experiences, your life experiences, but realize that what you really are is unaffected by whatever it is that is happening, is perfect, impeccable, has always been. Prior to your birth, you are. After you are gone, you are. And you need to realize what that means by yourself, on your own strong feet. And maybe you want a guide at your side, and maybe not, and everything is fine. The spiritual guides, they are fulfilled in themselves. They don't need anything from you. They are just available. Maybe we have time for one more question. Yes, please, in the back.
Hello. I don't know if your process ever involved inquiry.
You're talking to me?
Yes.
Yeah, I
yes.
said I had
Yes.
Advaita Vedanta was
Is
my
inquiry.
first love.
Yeah.
Yes, very much.
And the question that I've always heard is the most powerful, vital one is, who am I?
Right.
And yet I've always had a problem making that be a meaningful question for me.
Okay, I understand.
But when you said, what do you want before,
Yeah.
I had noticed yesterday when I was doing the writing exercise with one of the teachers here that I came from who am I into what I want.
Yeah.
And that seemed like the most natural pursuit of questioning for
Well,
me.
that's a preliminary question.
Preliminary.
What do I want, you know?
Yeah.
And so that may serve you. Who am I is actually, well, it's the all-encompassing big thing. And this is something that you cannot bring into your mind. So I don't bring this question out so easily because people have a tendency to, oh yeah, who am I? Well, you know, they go to their mind.
Right.
But you can only bring this in a profound meditation and listen within. You need to be ready to listen within and receive. Then this question is top of the bill and so potent. But for everybody, there is a unique way to come to realization. Some people have not so much this capacity to discriminate, but they are very devotional. And some people love to serve. Some people like to work. You know, for everybody, there is a unique journey home. Unique. And it's so beautiful. And though I was raised in Advaita, and I love it to bits, you know, later I had another guru, Shantima, she's here, and from a very different lineage, and I got a lot of non-dual teachings, so I have all taken it in somehow, and my expression is no longer a particular line. You know, it has a big scope, so I attempt to serve everybody, no matter what their qualities are, and that I can help people who have this particular quality or can have that particular quality. So it's a vast range.
So I have a tendency to be very discriminating, and I find it not very useful.
So this
in a
may then not be
meditation.
for you.
Pardon?
This may then not be for you.
Not be to do
Yeah.
a lot of discriminating.
Yeah, maybe not. You will find your way. You'll be honest. You need to be very honest with yourself and know what resonates for you, what works for you, what inspires you. And you follow that line. Ultimately, it is really listening within. It is listening. You know, what am I here for? What am I here for? What is important for me? And that will guide you into the road that is 100% right for you.
So
Yeah.
I notice in certain activities that I feel unimpeded.
I don't know this word.
It means like nothing is obstructing me.
Yeah, right.
Like is an activity I do a
Yeah.
lot, which is painting.
So pursue and find out for yourself what is important for your life. Find out for yourself. You know, I'm not so much for the content of people's lives and their life
Right.
experience. I'm really here to dig up the root of all misunderstanding and all assumptions, because that is taking care of everything, and that is this I sense. That is taking care of everything, and that's what I'm here for. I'm not so much for the content of your life.
Right.
You see, but you go your way. Yeah. So are we at the end of time? You gave me a 5-minute note, a 1 minute.
One more question.
One more question, yeah. Yes, please, this lady here.
So I would like to thank you for a very nice presence, and it's really wonderful. Would you say that all that is needed is to love the self?
To realize your very self. To love is lovely, and maybe you drown in love. This is also good. You drown in love. Maybe you will be overwhelmed by love. Love is another phase of wisdom, and wisdom is another phase of peace, and peace is another phase of compassion. They all hang out together.
So if what I want is to be happy, is it a good...
If you want to be happy, we know this conditional happiness, like the boyfriend happiness and the success happiness. and all of that
No,
kind
no,
of
I
happiness.
know,
But the real
unconditionally
big
happy.
thing,
Yeah,
the real
yeah.
big thing, love can definitely be a road. Yeah, anything will do. Anything will do. Anything will do. But you have to go all the way. That's the thing. If you want this lasting stuff, you have to go all the way. And again, the last thing will open your being. Either you're ignorant or you're not ignorant. Even if you are 99% no longer ignorant, it's still ignorant who is running the show. Still ignorance that is running the show. So you see, all the way. And you need all the sincerity at your side. Because it's very easy when you are comfortable in your life to fool yourself. And this happens a lot. That people are happy and their life is nice and everything is going really well. And at that point, they stop their journey and they rest, they live this state of well-being. Satchitananda, it's called, there's even a word for it. Satchitananda. So, Sat Chit Ananda. That means clear head, purity of being, and blissful state. And there is a lot of confusion because many people imagine to be awakened when they have embodied this Satchitananda. It's still a state, and bliss is still something that is appealing. So move on. As long as you can come to a conclusion, as long as you know where you are at, move on. Move on. Go and rest deeper into yourself. This is an affair of one, and this is an affair of totality. But love is lovely. So go all the way in love. Isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. So I wish you very beautiful days here. I wish you a great life. All of you, a happy, joyful, peaceful life. If you like, we meet again. Thank you very much. It's a privilege to be with you guys. Thank you. Namaste.